Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, I absolutely love introducing new people to you. And we have a newbie on YouTube. She's not new at what she does, but she's new on YouTube, and her name is Ruby. And what she does is she does trans channeling, she does Reiki, she's also a coach, but I want to hand it over to her. She's going to explain how to get a hold of her. She just started her YouTube channel, and then hang in there. Don't go anywhere because she is going to do me. She's going to channel me. So, yep, go for it, Ruby.
Hi. Firstly, thank you for having me on your platform today. This is awesome. Love your stuff. Love your work. Um, so yes, I'm known as Light Messenger Ruby. I do trance channeling of light beings such as Gaia, Mother Earth, and Galactic Federation, some deceased, and other light beings that want to come through at the time with whoever I'm channeling for. So I'm reachable or accessible at um, www.lightmessengerruby.com. And I'm also available on Facebook. I have my Facebook profile, the same Light Messenger Ruby, and then the same as with YouTube. So as you said, very new, been nudged by my guides, my higher self, to get out there. Not for myself, even though it does become a blessing with oneself when you do this type of work, but more because these messages apparently need to get out. So I'm along with a lot of other people who also have to get their messages out. So thank you.
You're quite welcome. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited about this. So hang in there, everyone. We'll be
Good.
back.
My sweet child, my one of many channels. Your sister was led today to put that recorded video on for you. These are the topics that are very relevant for this global healing. I want you to picture it like a family unit. When the child gets hurt, who is the first one to go and cater to the child's wounds, and that to help soothe and comfort and love?
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it all over to Ruby, and she is going to, like, I'm her client, and she's going to be what she's going to be doing. If you ask for a reading from her, this is how she's going to conduct it. And I am her client, and I'm going to get a reading, everyone. I am so excited. All right. Anyways, well, before I have to give you a disclosure right off the bat, when I sent her the link and she came on, and my energy was so there that she already kind of gave me a mini reading already, because my energy was so big. There's just something going on in my life that has put this Gemini on alert and she felt it. So I just letting you know that. So she did give me already a little bit, and I told her, hey, hold on, hold it, and we'll do it live or recorded, not necessarily live, but all right. Go ahead, Ruby. It's all yours.
So what I'm gonna do, I've just been led. Sometimes I'll just go into either a channel or I'll pull some cards. Um, I I see myself a little bit as a modern day oracle. So I connect more with oracle decks. I get too much in my head with tarot. I want to know what each card means and make sure I get it right. And with this, with oracle decks, it can go any way, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull first. I usually pull just three cards because that's how I'm usually led, unless they tell me otherwise. I'm feeling led to pull cards from Celestial Frequencies, Oracle cards, and Healing Activators. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck.
That is beautiful.
And right. And what normally happens is when I get into it, a channel just comes through and then the cards are just put aside, but it's usually relevant. So I'm just gonna shuffle them up a bit. And then what I'm gonna ask is that you allow me to do put out some intention, whether you want to call it a prayer. And for you to join me as I do that. If I'm with somebody, usually we both put our hands on the deck, and to bless it. And so it can connect with the individual. So let's do this quickly. And this is awesome. Now, is there something you want me to connect with specifically, or do you have any specific questions, or you just want me to go as I'm led?
I
I
don't
give both options.
I don't like to put parentheses on the information. So what
Correct.
I love to do is like whatever you have, because sometimes I don't
Perfect.
know
I
the
love
information
those.
I need. Yeah.
Yeah. And the less I know, the better it is for me and for the individual that I'm doing this for,
Me
because
too.
then
I love
I'm not in my
learning.
head.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, Sheila. Let's do this. All right. So you're there, but we'll do as a proxy here. I'm going to put my hand on the deck. All right. Divine Source God. Sheila and myself, we come and we ask that you please send your golden protective healing energy, loving energy, just to surround us now where we are in our spaces right now. Archangel Michael, I ask that you assist us with this by protecting us. Only that of light and love and good intentions is allowed to come through. We have no room for any negative energies, entities, or beings. I am not a vessel for those, but I am a vessel for those with love that want to share with Sheila today. Let this message impact her and let it uplift her and give her hope. So mote it be. Ooh. We've got the card that says Resilience, Lyra Genesis Activation. So Sheila, have a good look at that. That's the first card. Can you see it properly?
Yes, that's beautiful. That's very colorful.
Yeah.
Resilient.
That's the first one. Ooh. Valium, the Wisdom Keeper, Initiation. Can you see that one?
Beautiful dragon. I love
Oh
dragons.
yeah, I know. When I pulled out, they're like, she loves dragons. Of course. Enlightened Mastery.
Yeah.
Can you see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just to show you, that's why I was led, because look, that's the actual cover, the
That's
main card basically of this deck. So, hmm, mm, mm. Oh, we are the celestial beings that come through every now and then through this channel We have not given her a name yet of who we are or what we are known as in this group. But you do have a beautiful connection with us, especially through your soul group. Your group has been one of those that have been stretched and challenged in many incarnations, many. And that's mainly because you've all have experienced and have lived certain lives that others cannot even comprehend or even see it as a reality. And it's that in human form known as fantasy. Yes, your group knows fairies very well. Your group also knows the dragons very well. Your dragon is beautiful and always accompanying you, sweet Sheila. But because of that, in this human form and previous human forms that you have incarnated in, you've been quite judged because of your belief system. Because for you, truth is truth. If you see it, if you feel it, if you hear it, you will believe it. It's not about human proof. It's about how it is real within you because you've always known you've been more spirit than what you are of human. So it's been a bit of a struggle, whereas others have struggled to put their human form to work with their spiritual form, whereas you, the, the other way around, you've struggled with getting your spirit form to work with your human form. But that's okay because every incarnation you've experienced, you have been open and you have done your best to incorporate both because you knew you can't just do one and not the other. Your drive, your desire. You are what we'd like to call a brave spirit. You have taken on certain roles that others may have shunned, but for you, it was more, I can do this. This is exciting. Even though in the back of your mind you've had your doubts, just like anybody else in your human society. But we want to tell you at this time, you are, we don't want to say needed because nobody is needed. Nobody has to do anything. It's more about how people are led with their hearts. But you are quite a vital presence in this time of this planet. You've been inspired with certain ideas that even for you, yes, you, they seem a little bit out of range. Maybe, is it really gonna be taken well? But we're here to tell you, keep going with it. Allow those thoughts to come through. Allow those inspirational glimpses to be manifested within your life, because that manifests through you, in you, will be beneficial for many, 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 not just those that are in your direct life, such as family. We are referring to the humanity aspect. This is the time. This is the time where individuals are learning to connect again with their true essence. Many people are being led for healing. Many people are being led to offer healing. Many are being led to do things such as yourself and this channel as well. And the purpose for that is because there is a greater need than there ever has been. And more than the need, there has been a greater desire and a want. And how much better could it be than somebody's wanting being fulfilled? And during this process, you are learning more and more about your own journey, your own gifts, your own talents, and you've come to the realization that it is more than what you initially thought. You're even bringing those gifts and talents and becoming the potter with the clay and molding it into something beautiful. And that is necessary, because that is what's going to bring you even more and more enlightenment. And you're going to discover more. And then you're going to add more clay to that. You've created this, you've put it aside. You grab some more clay, you've created something else, and you've put that there. But each of those vessels that you have created have a purpose, have a use. Allow yourself to keep fulfilling this that you have been fulfilling. And be patient with those who may not see things the way you do, who may not grasp things as quick as you do. This too is their time for their experience, but it doesn't mean that they have not accomplished some of those things before. Some are here mainly to assist with this beautiful evolution that's taking place. But everybody plays a beautiful role. Do you have any questions for us, sweet soul? This channel cannot hear.
In all of that information, sorry, I was muted. In all of that information, am I tapping into my gifts appropriately and enough?
It's not as much as if it's appropriate or enough. You are going through a beautiful process, and everything is timing. And some of those gifts that you are tapping into have also brought certain wounds that need to be cared for, causing you to be like, do I really want to tap into that? Do I really want to open those can of worms? You are going accordingly. But the purpose that you should, or we would suggest or recommend, is more about discovering who you are. Not as much as what can I do for the others? Because that will happen as a ripple effect. It starts within you. So as you keep doing that work, you are going to discover more and more. And from the discovery, you're going to be able to say, oh my goodness, there's more than enough for me and for those around me. Even the things that seem negative, do not shun them as that was a mistake, but see them as that was the assistance in the process of getting me to where I need to get. Is that clear for you?
Yes. Thank you.
Many are trying to avoid that of the dark, but many do not understand that most of the development is done in the dark, correct?
Correct.
Such as seeds when they are planted. Most seeds are they're more about the germinating in the ground, being nourished and connected with Mother Earth, and taking that. Don't think for a moment when those seeds start to expand, and some of them have those shells and they pop, that it is a guaranteed pleasant experience. It's not. But all the shifting, all the moving, all the allowing to grow, that is quite a vital part of one's development. You've gone through a lot of shifting and growing. Do you have any more questions for us? Mm,
I don't think so. Thank you.
Your dragon, it is not for us to say the name, but your dragon is that part of you and you're part of it, and loves being with you and seeing your journey and your path expand. And us here in the celestial realm are very excited to see the progress and to see the progress in many. And seeing that, in fact, even though things look tumultuous or they look chaotic, these are processes that are indeed helpful to get to that of the greater picture for healing. Mm. And at this time, we are grateful for your platform for allowing this channel to come and share our message. Keep going, be driven with the excitement of the true essence of who you are. You are not limited. Mm, mm, we are complete. Mm.
Thank you.
This is really, I'm just grounding right now.
Thank you. You know that there's one element. I don't know if I'm just out of a different mold, but once I knew that going to the dark side of my soul benefits the light, I was always like opening up both doors, like, yeah, let's go. Let's
It's
go. I
awesome.
am ready. How dark and how deep can we go?
That's awesome because a lot of people avoid that because they feel that it's just gonna bring them down and it's going to.
It
So
does
there's a
bring,
difference. Yeah, there's a difference when it comes to the use of the dark side, if you want to say.
yeah.
Some of it is purposely just delving into just
I
to
think
let it consume you, you know, and then there's part making use of that to
I think
grow.
that's what my brother used to say, I can't look at that or else I will go crazy. And I remember him saying that. And I thought, that's interesting because I go there so I don't go crazy. And it was like the total opposite of what I thought. I was like, I have to address that. I have
Yeah,
to go deep. I am looking forward to it. It's sometimes not pleasant. Sometimes the emotions get stuck, and sometimes it's that you're in that hallway for a little while, and it can become uncomfortable. And that's
correct.
one thing I understood is I can be doing this soul work and spiritual work over here and face life. I can do everything I need to do while this energetic work is happening. I wake up
Right.
with an emotional, anger or whatever. I'm like, well, Sheila, you're just going to be angry today, but we got stuff we got to get done, and I am not going to. And this is going to do whatever it needs to do, and I'm just going to go through that. And I remember that's the one thing difference. I think when you were talking about that, it's like, and don't be afraid. Like every time somebody's like, the first time of doing it and experience it, I've never been afraid of ever again because I didn't fall, falter, go crazy, lose everything. None of that happened. None of that fear mongering talk, like, don't look at it, you're gonna, it never happened.
Right.
The
Right.
benefit outweighed going deep. And
And
that,
I was told just now that message was not just for you.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that had to hear this. And you allowed yourself to be you're like, I'll volunteer so that the others could understand and see it because this is so part of it. This is so, it's like the things that are going on in our world right now. People are like, and don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that send love and light. I'm corny like that, but I do it because I know that the effect of it is so much more potent
Oh,
than
yeah.
just excuse the French, bitching and moaning about it, right?
Right.
So every morning I send healing to this world. I send peace. I send unity. Ask for the end to wars. Asking the end to like major atrocities. You know what I mean? Things that just because of human influence, right? So, but I also know these things that are happening, and which they said now as well through the channel. There's some things that come out repetitive through my channel because these are things that they want people to hear, right? They're like, you may think everything that's going on right now is like this is the worst thing that we could ever go through, and this world is just falling apart. Well, of course, it looks like that because we've got social media. We have more access to information where we didn't have it before. This
True.
world is always going to hell in a gift basket for that,
I
but
know
for
we've
some that wouldn't see
always
it
had
that way.
something to worry about.
Right. The difference is exactly, and the difference is at least people are more aware of
Yeah.
it. And that's where Mother Earth channeled once through and said, that's when, not to avoid it and say, oh, I can't get near that energy. You can. work on building your vibration, and you can work on hearing your own truth. But you can also work on it to say, this is our world. We are one. You're hurting so and so, so you're hurting me too. Enough is enough.
Mhm.
Not to do it in anger, in the sense of hate and just aggression, but to say, no, I love that being. And what you're doing is, it's not on. That's not gonna how it's gonna work anymore.
Right.
We're done.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. And what's happened now is exposure. So this is why all of these things are coming up even more, because now they can't run and hide.
Yep.
So we got to be grateful for this right now, even though there's certain people saying, I don't know why I signed up for this, because this is not for me. But you know what? We thank those that are suffering. I'm grateful for their journeys that they've chosen to help us.
Mhm.
They volunteered to help us.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful to them and grateful for them.
I kind of think when we're looking at our guides and things like that, which is our birthright to have. People like, how come I didn't get any guides? Oh, no, that was your birthright. If you've been ignoring them all your life, that's on you. You know,
Right.
it's totally on you. But there's some few things that we had a birthright about. One was our emotions and our feelings and our connection to the spirit in the world and the energy of this world. That was our birthright to have. We didn't have to do anything to get it.
Right.
We didn't have to act a certain way. I didn't have to, you know what I mean? I didn't have to go through a ritual and all that. I always want to always tell people about that. It's like, I remember people like going to like churches, organized religions, right? You have to do this and this and this and this and this and this in order to get in. And I go,
I was from there.
yeah. And I always go, let's
Yeah.
reverse that. Your birthright, what you were given right off the bat, was connection to spirit and light. You did not have to do a thing to have it, to deserve it, and to already be connected. I mean, the perfect example is that umbilical cord attached to your mother's womb. If you think of think of it that way, that is how you were connected to this earth and to this world from the get-go. That umbilical cord. Now that umbilical cord had to fall off because now you are going to be enjoying the real energy of this world.
And you're expanding
Huge. And that's one of our voices and one of our messages. I think we're down here. All empaths had a reason. I, as an empath, can do a lot of things. I can connect with people. I can check on my children. I can relate to my dog. I can do a whole bunch of things. But what was I really put down here for? What was I really put down here for? My real job is to bring everybody to the awareness of the connection. And if I lose that perspective,
Bingo.
I have lost my ability to be effective. Exactly. So when you
I'm just getting, when
who
you're
you
saying this, they're going, she's got it. She's got it. I'm just listening to that. Sorry.
So when you said, don't forget who you are, you're absolutely right. When I get out into these worldly situations that irritate the crap out of me, I have to remember why I was involved in that situation. It is to bring those an awareness to those who forgot that they have a connection.
Correct.
And not
Correct.
by religion, not by any, certain parentheses on a
And
belief.
it's not even about converting anybody. It's about shining enough so people can say, there's that light, let me go, and help bring clarity to their past.
Yep.
For them to discover themselves. And that's what you do.
That's what
That's what many of us are here for,
Yes, and people have done that for me. How many times have you been somewhere and you're all like, and somebody with light walks in and you're like, oh, I feel wonderful with this person. And you know what that person did? brought you right back to that information that I needed from the get-go, that I am connected to the light.
Absolutely.
Just by a presence.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we're here for. And I think that our empaths are getting more and more powerful, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is. And I'll tell you this. My father's a channel too. And I mean, we grew up in the church, and I was, even as a 12 years old, I started prophesying. I was known as a young prophet. And and I didn't realize it was channeling. Now I'm doing that, but it's like prophesying on steroids because I don't have limitations, right? I
Right.
don't have to be worried. And it was never even about the Bible or anything. It was more about confirming. It was just like a reading or whatever, confirming people's prayers and their journeys. But anyway, one day before I let that resurface again, after like 8 years of just shutting it down and being untaught of what I was brought up in the church to believe. Which, by the way, the church has been an amazing platform for me to recognize energies, for me to understand how to connect spiritually, because in my church, it was a very spiritual thing, but it was just, you know how it is. So anyway, I don't want to like act like it was a mistake in my life. It was the best thing that happened to me, even though it was the most challenging and frustrating too. But anyway, my father channels Jesus and Mary, but not in the religious form as masters. And I remember starting to go through all of this again, and all of my senses just started to awaken again. I mean, to a point where I started seeing visions again of people almost doing, like, the only way I could explain it was like human superhero things. I was seeing people like levitate. I was seeing people being able to do things like what you would see in the movie. So I actually asked them, I said, listen, this may sound a little far-fetched here, and maybe I'm just going on my own little tangent here, but are we going to be able to do things like that? I said, the only way I could put it is like superhero. Are we going to have like, they're like, what humanity doesn't realize is they already can do those things.
Yeah.
And if you want to label it like that, sure. They say that's your understanding, sure. They say it's the it's how society and how many other, not only just human, but outside factors have tried to keep that at bay.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, but you're seeing things are coming out more and more and more and more. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I really want to fly, but I'm not going to go off and jump off the roof of my house right now. So, but
Well, the
when
truth,
it happens,
I
I'm telling you one thing, I'm leaping.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is once the people realize that we have always had the power, and the
Yes.
only person that convinced us to give them the soul power is when you allow that information, that lie, to permeate your being. And that person that's up there saying, give me all the power because you are weak, we lose all of our power. I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, my words are not coming out right, but we have
Oh,
always
no, it's
been
coming out great.
powerful. We have always been powerful. Therefore, those who up there wanted all the power had to make sure you forgot that.
And the thing is, it's not all that were up there. It was other aspects too. And the thing is, what I believe and what I've been connecting with divine or God or source. And the one day I just felt this like, but you're all connected. You're all part of the same energy.
Yep.
We are all one. It's the same energy that created all who has created. That's why they say we are co-creators. How the
Equal
heck
power.
can we
I
be
want
co-create? Yes.
equal power. If I want anybody to ever come out of this lifestyle or into this life, is to keep on
Mhm.
telling themselves we have equal power.
We are God. We are
Yes,
goddesses.
equal
We
power.
are co-creators. We are the creators.
Yep.
But when you realize that, and then you also realize that say, for example, if we had to put it all in a body form, just human form, and you're saying, well, I'm this, I'm the cell that works around here. Well, I'm the big toe. I'm this. I'm that. We are all part of this beautiful
Yes.
essence. And when we grasp that, man, when that big toe is hurting, we're gonna send all the healing energy to that big toe. We're gonna go, hey, cell, you that works on that, pass a message. That one needs help. Okay, let's do it. Let's get some nutrition in here. We will start taking back who we are and taking back what is ours. And that what is ours is us. We're allowing us to be out.
Yep. Yep. Our power, not
Yes.
yours, ours, mine
Mm-hmm.
and yours together.
Amen.
All right. Well, I thank you and I appreciate this conversation. I think it's definitely needed and a great reminder for our community to buck up, little campers. It's not over yet, but I truly believe everything is going to be okay. If there's anything, a message that I've ever gotten in my life, and it was around 30, 32 years old, there, for some reason, something got real, just like, and it said, everything is okay, Sheila. There's nothing's wrong. Nothing ever's been wrong. And I remember going, everything is okay. Nothing is wrong. Nothing has ever been wrong. And I go, oh, well, that's right. I have
that.
made it through every single thing in my life perfectly.
Yes, you
I have conquered every step, everything, because I'm still here. 100%. I've been through it, and I have overcome every bit of it. 100%.
And in other lifetimes too. That's why
Yeah,
who you are today is who you are.
thank goodness. I wonder why I keep on my arrogance follows me every so often. I keep on going, there's got to be some planet that's going to absorb this arrogance somewhere at some point.
You know what? It's not always arrogance. Sometimes it's just a reminder, knowing your worth, knowing who you are.
That is true. I've had a hard time distinguishing between, because a
Oh,
man
me
will tell
too.
me, somebody that I have, when I have confidence, I'm told that, she's a witch, right? Confidence and that's what they perceive. And so we have to deconstruct also that information as well. My confidence is not a negative for me. Just because it's a negative for you doesn't mean it's a negative for me.
And you know what? Then you're not for them.
No.
But there will be somebody that will be. And just sorry, I don't mean to extend it, but I just got a little something for you, and they're saying that there is a difference. There's a difference between arrogance and knowing your worth. And they're saying, Sheila, you've known your worth. And you often have to question it only because of how society has, like you just said, has made it how it should be. And they said, don't, just keep doing what you're doing, because when you do that, you're allowing that light to shine more. When we try to pull back and say, well, I gotta be humble, we're trying to dim it, but you can't dim your light. You're either covering it with stuff, but at the end of the day, you're meant to shine. This is not just, it is for you first, but then it's out there. So keep shining, Sheila. You definitely have a beautiful life.
Thank you. Thank you. So do
Beautiful.
you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. All right, everyone. If you made it this far, thank you. And you guys all have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you.